In the series of blotting techniques, we had discussed three major types of blotting techniques till now, namely northern, western and southern blotting. And today, we shall be discussing the simplified version of those three blotting techniques, namely dot blotting. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Deepika Julania Tomar, welcomes you at Zulofy. Dot blotting is used to detect a specific sequence of nucleic acid, that is DNA or RNA, or a protein of interest in a sample. That is, it is used to detect sequence of DNA or RNA in the case of transgenic organism, and a protein of interest in a sample. As discussed earlier, dot blotting is the simplified version of last blotting techniques. Why? Because here in dot blotting, we don't separate sample according to size, which was done by gel electrophoresis in the rest 3 techniques. And secondly, if we are not applying gel electrophoresis here, then there is no need for a blotting step. No blotting step. And elimination of these two processes makes dot blotting simple, and its simplicity is only its advantage. In the protocol of dot blotting, sample is directly applied on a membrane as a dot. Sample is directly applied on a membrane as a dot, that is on nitrocellulose membrane, in the case of nucleic acids, that is RNA and DNA, and PVDF membrane in the case of proteins as a dot, like this. Now in the case of nucleic acid, the sample is first denatured by alkali treatment, that is NaOH, sodium hydroxide, and then it is hybridized via probe, washing to remove unhybridized probe, and then the detection by autoradiography. And in the autoradiography, this membrane, the sample present on nitrocellulose membrane, the sample becomes dark, in which a DNA sequence or a RNA sequence of interest is present, and then we further analyze these detected sample in an autoradiography technique. And in the case of protein, after loading the sample on PVDF membrane, we let it dry, and then we applied a step of blocking by 5% BSA plus TBS to prevent the binding of primary antibodies to a PVDF membrane, to prevent binding of primary antibodies which we are using as probe in this to PVDF membrane. And after this we incubate the membrane with primary antibody, washing, then incubating the membrane again with secondary antibody which are bind with either HRP, horseradish peroxidase, or alkaline phosphatase, and then we apply this step of detection on the sample which becomes dark after the process of autoradiography. As you can see that we have discussed these methods in a shorter format over here, and for the detailed process of these two methods you can refer to the previous videos on blotting techniques, which is northern, southern and western blotting. Now let's discuss the uses of dot blotting. Uses. Dot blotting is used to detect transgenic organism where the foreign DNA sequence is present, and if the dot blot test is positive, then we can apply southern blotting to it, to get the more precise information that how much amount of a DNA is inserted into a transgenic organism. It is also used to screen the binding capabilities of different antibodies. Along with that, dot blotting can also use to detect the concentration of primary antibodies for Western blot test. For Western blot, along with this, we can also use dot blotting in ELISA, which is enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, in which we can detect the presence of protein of interest in the serum of a blood of an organism. Dot blotting is also used to estimate the protein concentration. Suppose this is a sample, and after applying all these steps, the darker color of the sample determines the concentration of the protein. In this sample, this protein sample has high concentration of protein, then rest of the sample. These are the uses of dot blotting, and now let's see why dot blotting is favored over other three blotting techniques. Advantages of dot blotting over rest three blotting techniques. First, the amount of chemical required or the number of chemical required in rest three blotting techniques are more in number as compared to dot blot. That is, in northern blotting, western blotting and southern blotting, chemicals which are required are more. That is agarose gel, PAA gel, loading dyes, buffers. All these are not required in dot blot. Secondly, all these techniques takes time as compared to dot blot. Time taking, all these three techniques are time taking because here we have to perform gel electrophoresis as well as blotting because of two steps, which is gel electrophoresis and blotting, due to which these three techniques from start to finish takes up to 2 days, whereas dot blotting take only 3 hours to complete, is completed within 3 hours. Next is, these three blotting techniques can only analyze a limited number of sample, whereas large number of sample can be screened in a dot blotting in a one go. Limited number of sample can be analyzed in rest 3 blotting techniques: western blotting, southern blotting and northern blotting, whereas dot blot can analyze a large number of sample in a one go. Dot blot analyze larger number of sample in a one go. Last is more troubleshooting. In western blot, southern blot and northern blot. Due to large number of steps to investigate in these three techniques as compared to dot blot, there are more chances for something to go wrong as in comparison to dot blotting. Hence, there is a need of more troubleshooting in these three blotting techniques in comparison to dot blot. Now, the drawback of dot blotting. One major drawback of dot blotting is that it does not give any information about the size of the sample. Does not give any information about size of a sample because we had not performed a process of electrophoresis in it which separates the sample according to their size. Because no electrophoresis, because of no electrophoresis, but rest 3 blotting techniques tell us the size of the sample along with its presence in a transgenic organism. So, DB is not as informative as that of rest 3 blotting techniques, but still it is quick, faster, inexpensive, and it also useful in detecting the protein of interest and also the sequence of DNA or the fragment of DNA which was transferred in a transgenic organism, and it also assesses a large number of samples in a one go. Hence, if only the detection of protein of interest or a nucleic acid is a goal, then dot blotting is a go-to-go technique. With this, we had completed our series on blotting technique, and in the next lecture, we shall be discussing about colony hybridization and fish. Thank you for watching. Please support us by liking and sharing our videos and subscribing our channel Zulophy. And don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.